All right, guys, we're switching over to the bad/missing/ugly list. And again, I'm going to preface this by saying, you heard all the love we just poured out on this. We're pointing these things out because we want them fixed. This is not mocking our hatred or whatever. So right off the bat, let's start off with the bad. Scavenging. It seems super gutted to me. Last night when we did that gameplay, the parts of us doing the combat to drive off / kill all of the looters who were trying to loot our loot before we looted it, that was fun and exciting and interesting in a group. With regard to the actual scavenging bit, when it was first mentioned, they made it sound like it was going to be sort of like you go to a wreck of a ship, and kind of like that scene from the beginning of that Star Wars movie where the little girl goes in there, she's wearing that suit and you can't tell she's a pretty girl. She's like digging through all the stuff and ripping out chunks of the ship or whatever. I thought like there's going to be mini games where we're like cutting open panels and then, oh, there's this piece that you can take out, but kind of like some mini game like they showed with that plant gun thing where it's like you have to line things up right to like remove the materials without damaging them, or there's a special lock, or there's something dangerous, or if you get this wrong it'll explode or something. What it turned out to be was shoot the guys, that part's fun. Get to the SRV, there's a box right next to the SRV. You pop open the box, wasn't even locked, and then you take the stuff from it. There's 2 panels on the back of the SRV. You take your little laser saw, zoop, zoop, zoop. You cut open the panels, and inside there's 3 pieces. You grab them, you walk away. Very underwhelming. I should point out, this is tier 0. This is initial implementation in alpha of this. There's a possibility that more stuff will be coming. If it doesn't come during alpha and initial launch, there's a possibility that they could do more stuff with it 6 months from now, a year from now. Mining, when it first came out, was just, hey, here's laser mining, knock yourself out. Then they added core mining in the future. So I have hopes that in the future that becomes more interesting. But scavenging tier 0, as we saw it implemented on multiple different rec sites last night, was less than exciting. Tweaked.
Yeah, I don't disagree that it might have been a little underwhelming, and I get what you're saying where you want a mini game, but I would contend that finding it, killing the guys, killing the rest of the guys that dropped in on you, cutting open the back panels, that was the mini game. And it might be underwhelming for you that has access to all this. I would love to have those instances right now for me to be able to go do. Absolutely love it. So yeah, hopefully they get better down the line, but I still say they're better than they could be.
All right, Roy.
One question I would have, and maybe you know this from having seen how other interactions are explained, but I'm curious because we went to a number of different threat sites, and you had gone to one. I think maybe Biotic was with you before the rest of us got there. I'm curious if they scale based on like who's in the wing or how many people, or like where the different dimensions are it can scale upon, because that tier 0 or tier 1 threat would have been pretty difficult solo.
Yeah, that would have been.
I'm not sure, so that could have, like, to what I said before about it was super exciting and the combat was fun and things were blowing up all over the place and it felt balanced. If that scales with how many people you're there with, or if you're there solo, that'd be awesome. If I had done that solo and then all those people showed up, 6 people falling out of a vulture, that might not have been so fun.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the very first one was a tier 3 threat. I showed up to it by myself and there were 2 people. The very next one was a tier 1 threat that we showed up to. We rocked in with 4 people, and it was 2 or 3 people on the base, and then like 6 or 7 got dropped off. So maybe there was some dynamic scaling for the amount of people that we had there. And if so, that's awesome. I salute that.